I tried to date a minister after I got divorced from my gay husband. Y'all know that video. But anyway, I tried to date this guy.
That was a very big video on YouTube, by the way.
Been like into like church boys, you know, because you think church boys are good boys because I dated somebody who was not from my church, from school. Y'all know how that turned out. So let me try church boy, right? Child, I found this church boy. I'll never forget. It was Easter Sunday. Well, it was actually, I think it was it was Good Friday. That's what it was. It was Good Friday, the Friday before Easter. And we went to church. It was just me, my family was out having a good time. And my church fellowships with another church like all the time. We always do church services with them. If we're doing like a second service, they'll come and minister at our church. If they're doing a second service, we'll come and minister at theirs. You know, we support each other spiritually.
Praise the Lord.
So this particular day, their church came to our church. My church was on the west side of Atlanta.
Okay.
Because of course I'm back in Atlanta. Y'all know from the previous story.
Yeah, in Atlanta. Well, don't shoot me, man. I'm just saying y'all got some interesting things going down there, but let's go back to the story.
But I was at church, my childhood church. I grew up in this church, and the joining church, the guest church, was a church that we had been fellowshipping with since I was a kid. Like since I joined this church on up until my adulthood, we've been going back and forth with this church. And they had a new minister of music. I want to say that's what he was. He was the new minister of music. So I saw, like, because I've known everybody at this church. I've never seen this dude before. He was cool. He played the piano. He could sing. Real cool, down to earth dude, right? So I could see during service. Service ended. We're outside in the lobby area of the church, and I'm standing out there with my grandma. And we talking, and the dude, he was like, "Oh, hey, ma'am, how you doing?" Talking to some grandma. You know, young boys ain't really that nice to old people. So it was kind of cute to see that, right? So I'm looking, I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe I should give this dude a try, right?"
Oh! We gonna keep listening. We gonna keep listening. See, the dudes at church, man. Your last husband was gay. You went to school with him. Now, this dude is in the choir. Not trying to say that all dudes in the choir are gay. I know that's not true, but it is a good chance that, you know, you might find somebody in the choir that is in that lifestyle. It's just kind of what we know in the black church, but, you know, hey, it's on you.
So we go outside the church, and like we of course had been making eyes during service. He was leading the choir. I'm sitting down. My choir get up to sing. I go up. We sing. We have a good time. He's smiling. You know, it was a little bit of a connection there. So we leave. We outside in the lobby. We're talking. He was like, "I've been looking at you the whole time during service, and I want to know if you're single." Heck yeah, what's up? So he was like, "Well, let's exchange numbers, and you know, we can talk outside of service." Okay. Cool. We exchanged numbers. We started texting here and there. The dude asked me to go out one day, right? Now, when I first got divorced, I had like a really, really hard time trusting men. So going out on a date, I'm cool with just texting, to be honest with you. So
I could understand exactly. If you saw her video, we'll probably link it up here. Yeah, she found her husband was getting his cheeks all the way clapped. And this is like way before reaction videos about that was even the truth. So this woman went through a whole lot. Shout out to her. Her name is Mika. She's now, I think, like remarried, has kids now with somebody else. But yeah, she was going through a lot, man.
So we text for months, right? I went to his church one Sunday because our churches again was doing something else, and I went back over to his church this time, and we spoke briefly. You know, I said, "I'll call you later, we'll text later, whatever." I ended up leaving. We continued to text. We set up a date. I got off work one morning and told this dude to come and meet me at a particular spot, right? So the dude came and meet me. He was like, "Well, I'm gonna take you out for breakfast." Cool. So I left my car. I got in the car with him. Very, and it was an innocent date. It was an innocent day. We are not, at the time, me and him did not have a title. We were just talking, right? So we go to a breakfast spot, and the breakfast spot was closed.
how a breakfast spot gonna be closed? I think dude already knew that. Let's continue.
So he was like, I'm gonna run one more errand and then I'll take you back to your car. Now, I met him in Midtown Atlanta. Like, so it's like, I guess it's like in the downtown area, but it was Midtown near 4th Ward,
right,
which is also where my ex-husband was from.
Okay, honey, listen. You keep getting into the same kind of dudes from the same areas. Sorry, Atlanta, but Midtown, I don't know what's going on over there, but you're destined to fail, baby. You need to change it up. The strategy needs to be changed up. Let's continue.
We ended up in East Point, which is like South Atlanta, going near.
Ain't that where Outcast from? That's the hood, right?
Near like the airport area. Hood. We get over here. He's driving me through this like housing community, and they're like brick houses. You could tell it was like an older neighborhood. So before I finish, I'm gonna give you a little backstory on the church that he was a part of. The church he was a part of was like full of like young members. They had a whole bunch of young members that went there. Their pastor was young. My pastor was, so I think my pastor and his pastor were best friends. They both used to work for a police department. There was history, okay? Prior to me meeting this guy, we're gonna call him Edward. Prior to me meeting Edward, I had met like other preachers in the church, other people on in the music department, the drummer, the lead singer, the choir director, the youth pastor, all of that stuff. There was a youth pastor also that preached at this church. He wasn't new when I met Edward, but he was newer than the youth pastor I grew up with. Let me say that, because the youth pastor we grew up with, he disappeared. So there's a lot of preachers at that church, except the main preacher, but we're not gonna talk about that. So
this is important, guys. The dude that she has just met, okay? He's the piano player. Give me some organ music, SBK. Hashata Pasha, right? Now, there's another minister at this same church, and the both of them are cool, okay? That's the important thing to understand here, what she's trying to explain that. So she's dating the piano player, the, music director, and then there is a youth pastor at the same church with a lot of young people going on there, and funny things been happening in this church. Ministers just keep disappearing and all kind of stuff. She don't know why. Let's find out if we can find out why these Negroes keep disappearing over there at St. Ives Baptist Church. So,
anyway, me and Edward, we go out. We are going through like this East Point area. I'm in his truck, okay? Right. So I had on my uniform, like my work clothes, because I had just got off work. He had on a tank top and some basketball shorts with some long socks and some slides, right? So at the time,
he sound like a YN. You supposed to be a preacher. I don't even dress like that, okay? But I'm also hella old. But that is alarming. A tank tops, long socks, and some slides to go out on a date with as a youth pastor. That sounds interesting, but that's kind of...
So at the time, of course, I'm coming out of a marriage. My husband was like the first person I dated, and then I married. So I wasn't like dating anybody prior to that or going out and like seeing what the trends are for men, okay?
Okay.
So we're going through this housing area. He told me he was gonna stop somewhere. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I need you to help and take me back to my car so I can go home because I'm tired. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna stop real quick. We pull up at a house, y'all. And it was a brick house. I will never forget it. We went up like a little hill, and the house kind of set up on the hill. It was like a lot of grass. Again, this is an older community.
Right.
So we get up there, and somebody opens the front door to the house. He gets out of the car, he goes to the front door. They go and they talk for a minute. The dude left his keys in the car with me, and I'm almost certain it was not intentional. So he left the keys in the car. I always lock the car doors, right? So his car doors is locked. So he goes inside, he comes back out. He was like, oh, come inside real quick. I gotta show you something. We just gonna be real quick.
Okay, he goes into the house. She don't know who opened the door, but he left his keys in her car. Now, she's asking him, take me home. I'm tired. I want to go to work. He like, nah, the breakfast spot closed real quick or I gotta make a stop. Then stop the car because the breakfast spot was closed. Let's go over to this particular house. And oh, by the way, can you come in real quick? This sounds suspicious. Let's see what she said.
And something in my spirit told me not to get my ass out that car. So I sat there and I was like, no, of course the window's not rolled down. I'm yelling this out of from the car to him outside. I'm like, no, I'm not getting out the car. No. He was like, get out the car. We're going to be right back. We're going to be right back. And I looked over. I didn't know how to drive this truck. So I was limited on what I could do in this truck.
She about to get the hell up out of there.
So we're in the car. Well, I'm in the car. He's standing outside. He was like, come out. I didn't come out. He went back in the house. He talked to whoever was in the house for a minute. He comes back outside. The dude comes and he's trying to yank open the door. Then he realizes that the keys are still in the car. The car was not crunk, but the keys were still in the car. He's pulling the door. I look over his shoulder from where he was standing, and who the hell do I see come out of the house? With basketball shorts, a tank top, and some slides on. I'm waiting for y'all to guess. Guess in the comments. Just guess. It was the fucking youth pastor, y'all.
Reaction room. All right, guys. So this is some booty clappers type stuff, okay? The dude picks her up, says we're gonna go to the breakfast spot. The breakfast spot is closed. He dressed in a tank top, some shorts, and some slides, okay? He says, listen, I gotta go make a stop, and then I'm gonna take you back to your car. He goes to the house, knocks on the door, dude opens the door, and it's the other youth pastor at his same church with slides on, shorts on, and a tank top, and they both telling her, come in the house! Y'all, they trying to run a damn train. But let's see what's going down.
Youth pastor from the church, the actual preacher, the youth preacher from the church was in the house, and I guess they thought it was finna bang bang me together. I don't know what they thought they was finna do, but baby, I had another thing coming, honey, because it was not finna happen. I stayed in the car. I told him, well, if he didn't get his tail back in the car, I was finna call the cops, and I was not joking. And I just couldn't believe that, like, he tried to set me up in a situation like that with the youth preacher. So that goes to show, baby, that all holy men ain't so holy. Everybody can put on the show in the pulpit, in the church, in front of a crowd. They can dress it up, baby, with a suit and a tie. But honey, real life outside of that location is totally different. Totally different.
So they've been just running trains on all the chicks in that church. And that's probably why the youth pastors keep disappearing, because they probably keep getting fired. Because they out there banging the chicks from the church. I need to find out what the name of this church is so I can go and see what's up with these cheeks.
So needless to say, I did not get out the car. He went back in the house and said something to the dude. He was like animated about getting me out the car. So I jumped in the back seat and I cracked the window. Again, we're in an older area. I seen this old lady outside of her house and she was gardening. She was like planting flowers or whatever outside. And I went and yelled, I was like, ma'am, can you call the police? Ma'am, I need help. Ma'am, really just trying to get the lady's attention so he can get his ass in the car and take me home. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, like I wasn't scared they was gonna really do something to me, because I can cause a scene. You don't want me to cause a scene. If y'all think I'm loud on YouTube, oh my God.
Mm-hmm. I believe you.
It's a whole show in person.
I believe you, baby.
So, anyway, he gets in the car or his truck and he takes me back home. But before he takes me home, he drives out. I'm not even talking to him at this point. Like, just get me where I need to go. And this really drop me off at the train station. I can get back to my car. Take me to the train station. So he's like, I'm gonna take you home. No, you finna take me to this train station because I need to go back and get my car. And I was
right. She drove there. Like she need to get her car. He talking about he want to take her home. He's still trying to clap probably. Let's find out.
Drive myself home. The boy didn't know where I live. I have never given this dude my address.
Thank God.
Nothing. He's never been in my house. He didn't even know what side of town I lived on.
Thank God.
Okay. So he takes me to a park in the same neighborhood. He drives into a park. There's nobody in the park. It was just me, him, and his car. And he was like, well, if you want to go home, you finna give me HEAD.
Oh, no, not the preacher saying you gonna have to sucky to get back to the pastor though, the youth minister, the music minister. You already tried to run an unannounced train. The lady then screamed, help, help, help. Now you gonna forcibly say, if you don't put the meat in your mouth, I'm not taking you home. Boy, them is charges, boy. Them is felony charges she playing with, boy. You playing with your life right now. Let's see if he got it though.
Okay, so I'm like, oh no, like no, we don't get down like that. This is not gonna happen. You finna take me to the train station. So baby, he got real comfortable in his little seat, honey. He started to pull his little gym shorts down.
She said no, and that's how he been clapping them church girls up. See, I gotta get back in the church, man. He been clapping them church women up so much that he just used to being able to get whatever he want.
And I kept looking at him like, is he about to do something to me that I did not give him permission to do?
Yes.
Like, this is what I'm saying in my head, because I just see this going completely wrong, as if what just happened was not wrong. So I could have gotten out the car, but I didn't. There was no bus stop over there. There was no nothing. I couldn't even tell you how to walk back to the main street, because we had been going like turning down all these streets just to get to this house. So if I was to get out, where would I have gone? Who would have took me somewhere? So anyway, he took his pants down, and I found the ink pen, baby, and we was about to have a statement war in the car. I kid you not. You finna pull your pants up and you finna take me to the train station. All jokes aside, I'm not joking.
I'm definitely taking to your thing. I love my meat too much.
I don't know what the hell y'all think is going on. Who y'all think I am? I don't know, but we finna go to this train station right now.
Right.
So we got into this huge argument in the car until he realized that I was not playing with him. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what happened, but he realized I was not playing. And he ended up taking me to the train station. I got on the train, I had to go get my car, and then I went back home. About 2 weeks later, the dude started texting my phone, right?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Y'all really playing with y'all life.
For whatever reason, I wanted to say I had a Metro at the time. And even though I could block him, the text messages were still coming through, even though I wasn't responding. And every morning, I used to have to get up and go to school. Every morning, when I got up to go to school or go to work or whatever I was doing that day, it never failed. When I opened my eyes, y'all, I would have a text message on my phone. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, beautiful. I hope you have a good day, beautiful. Oh, beautiful, I miss you. Beautiful this, beautiful. Oh, answer the phone, beautiful. This, that, and the third. Y'all, it got so bad. I knew I was being stalked. Like, this boy was stalking me. He was stalking me. So I would get up in the morning. If I turned my light on, there would be another text. As soon as my light would come on at 6:30, it would come on at 6:52. Every time my light would come on in my room, I would get a text. So I'm like, is the dude sitting outside the house? Like, what the heck? How do you know where I am? How do you know what I'm doing? How do you know I'm up? Like, how do you know? To this day, y'all, I still have never found out. But let me tell you how I got him to stop messaging me.
How'd you do it, boo?
I got off work. I came in the house. And I was staying with my daddy and my stepmama for a minute. And I was telling my stepmama about what was going on. And she was like, well, answer the phone next time he called. And he just happened to call that night. And when he called, she answered the phone. And she was like, hello. She was acting like she was me and this stupid. Me and my stepmama saying absolutely nothing alike. This dummy didn't even know that it wasn't me. So she answered the phone and she was like, hello. She said, hey, baby, how you doing? He said something back to her. And she was like, I just want you to know, I just went to the doctor and I found out I got AIDS.
Oh! What the heck? Damn! Ladies, if y'all want a dude to stop calling you.
And he was like, what? I thought you wasn't having sex. You know, just really telling the story that I had told him. And she was like, I know, she said, but it must have came from somebody else. So I don't want to keep going like this. So I'm just letting you know up front, like if you want to continue this relationship and move forward, we can. But if you don't, I completely understand. But I'm letting you know now that I have AIDS. There was an awkward silence on the phone. And then he was like, I ain't cool, bro. Like, I just talk to you later. And he hung up the phone. And I did not talk to that boy again for maybe about a year or two. I moved out of state and I was coming back to Atlanta to visit.
Damn. Hung up the phone. Basically, That's what happened. So shout out to, I think her name is Mika504 for that story time. I don't know why I don't have more views, but she got some more on there. Go check out her channel. Man, that's crazy. Pastor tried to take the cheeks. Subscribe, hit the bell. Another episode of Fair Use. We out.